But first, the latest coming in, the hint of a feud within the BCCI. The NCP has said that if Srinivasan has any iota of honesty, he should resign immediately. NCP Chief Sharad Pawar, remember, is the former BCCI President. The question now, does he want Srinivasan out? Pallavi Ghosh is joining us with more on that. Pallavi, the NCP is the first party to really come out and directly say this against N Srinivasan. Others are still being very cautious, saying we'll wait for investigations to get over. So clearly there is a feud emerging here.
Absolutely, and he's been a former BCCI chairperson. He's also considered to be extremely influential, at least in the cricketing circles is concerned. And one wouldn't think that DP Tripathi would actually call a press conference and use these strong words, saying that if Mr. Srinivasan has any iota of honesty, he should tender his resignation immediately. I don't think a spokesperson of the NCP would actually have made such a strong statement if he hadn't got the backing of Sharad Pawar. So that's where the significance of the statement lies, and that's where the pressure certainly seems to be mounting on the BCCI chief. I mean, there are other political leaders, some of them, for example, Sharad Yadav, going on to say that in fact the entire IPL should be banned. We also have Lalu Prasad Yadav a short while back saying that Srinivasan should step down. So those kind of pressures now coming in from politicians, certainly on the BCCI chief, but the BCCI per se, the IPL of course is going to be strongly defending Srinivasan for now. But we also have DP Tripathi's statement which came in a short while back.
In just a bit, but this is the big statement that's come in from the NCP, saying that if N Srinivasan has any iota of honesty left, he should resign immediately as BCCI President.
In the changed political situation, especially now that UPA 2 has completed 4 years, and you have seen the report card. The Prime Minister also spoke on 22nd about the achievements in economic growth, inclusive developments and people's programs, and overall position of the country in the Committee of Nations. NCP, as a responsible alliance partner of the UPA, believes, and here I would like your attention, we believe.
Right. Even as we wait for that statement to come out, Pallavi, and for us to play it out for our viewers, the question is Sharad Pawar trying to edge out N Srinivasan and make his way back into the BCCI?
Well, that of course remains to be seen. That's of course going to be a topic of much speculation. But as we have been saying consistently, Palki, he wouldn't have called this press conference at roughly 3 o'clock. I don't think DP Tripathi could have actually come out with such a sensitive and a hugely significant statement if Sharad Pawar had not completely endorsed it. I also wouldn't be too surprised if in the backdrop of this huge speculation and criticism and questions now being raised over DP Tripathi's statement, whether there could be a possible retraction from the NCP later, or indeed some clarification coming in from Mr. Sharad Pawar later. Because remember, Pawar has been one person who has been conspicuous by his silence. Almost everyone has spoken out. No one has been, of course, making a direct attack on Srinivasan. In fact, Rajiv Shukla himself went on to tell us even yesterday, saying we should actually wait for the investigations to be over. The matter is still being probed, and it's only after that a decision can be taken. So that defense certainly coming in from Rajiv Shukla yesterday. But just a short while back, we have Lalu Prasad Yadav saying the same thing. We also have DP Tripathi saying the same thing, that Srinivasan should step down, and that's extremely significant. That pressure certainly mounting. At the end of the day, their dividing line between sports and politics in a sense has completely been blurred. For example, Rajiv Shukla, Congress leader himself, a part of that IPL. So that kind of political pressure certainly mounting on Srinivasan to step down.
Right, you spoke about dividing lines and politics and cricket, but what's very interesting, Pallavi, is that some of the top names in Indian politics are also some of the top cricket administrators in India. Today we saw somebody like Arun Jaitley and Rajiv Shukla hold a meeting for 30 minutes to figure out how to deal with this, something that is not very commonly seen in the light in the wake of the kind of clashes we've seen between the government and the opposition. So here they're all trying to come together and deal with the crisis, and then we have a Sharad Pawar come out and say that N Srinivasan must step down. Clearly a deep division there.
And very fast moving developments certainly taking place. Arun Jaitley meets Rajiv Shukla Arun Jaitley heads that disciplinary committee which is going to probe into these allegations. Rajesh Shukla is the IPL chairman. We did speak to him yesterday. He said we are going to wait what Arun Jaitley's committee has to say. They also met the law minister, Mr. Kapil Sibal. The government is also firming up its proposals for the new law to deal with fixing not just in cricket but in other sports as well. Certainly that pressure is going to be very much on the politicians because they prefer to blur the lines between sports and politics. So, they cannot certainly use this argument that politics should not be mixed with sports because they themselves have done it. So, certainly that onus coming on the government, and not just the government, even opposition political parties, particularly the BJP, and that's Arun Jaitley, to try and ensure that this anti-fixing law does get passed in the monsoon session of Parliament. Right.